Now that you're a rookie, you signed this $2.3 million deal. How did it feel like when you join now, you join the NFL, everything that you've been through. And did you sign this deal in your rookie year, right?
Yeah, that was my rookie year. That was my rookie
How did
year.
that feel right there? Now you in there now, bro.
Yeah, I'm in that
You went
speed.
from sleeping on the couch to 2.3 million.
Yeah, it was a big boost, right? Big jump.
Big jump.
And that's why I was talking about those levels, right? And I jumped up to that level, and I feel like it was through that moment, in the couch moment, to where I truly felt that, I burst through that next echelon of what I've always wanted in my life and my drive. And I truly believe that you put out good in the world, you're gonna get good back. And that was the manifestation of who I was in my faith. It held me to that. And so my words was true, and it came true, and it was just me in that light. And when I signed the deal, it was just like, man, like, what the world we just entered into, because there's no going back to the ramen noodle days.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
we in the steak now. We in the, filet mignon, like the A5 Japanese Wagyu type stuff,
Right.
That's different. And it just hit me into the point where, like, I'm always gonna have those humble beginnings because I know where I come from, but I'm not gonna get too much outside of myself to where I'm not humbled. And so I just became something of, man, I got my first check and it was just like $10,000. I didn't know what to do with it. I literally just looked at it and it was like, man, now I truly can go in the store and get what I want.
Wow.
Like, I had it in my hand, and it didn't hit me until probably after that year that, like, I'm okay. I'm all right. Like, I'm fine. And lo and behold, like, I got family members, so everybody coming out of the woodworks, and I'm starting to see that my second year. So it's like, dang,
It's a lot of money, but it's not that much, right?
Huh?
I said it's a lot of money, but it's not that much that all the family members come out, right?
It ain't, and that's why I started to see, like, gosh, it ain't. Like, my whole little fairy tale, like, moment just went away in the blink of an eye. Like, my second year, it was just like, dang, bro. Like, my financial advisors tried to save the little that I did have. And I'm just like, bro, like, we can't, like, live this way. I can't save half of my check. That's just not, like it's not working for me. Right. And so, like, that whole thing was a whole debacle, but, like, we got it fixed. And so me just dealing with that in my second year, being frustrated because I'm not playing, I'm not starting, I'm behind somebody, and I'm looking at that like real.
So you didn't start your first year? You didn't start?
My first year I started. We talking about my second year now. My first year I started, so I came in, I played, I had dreads, I cut it. And in my first game I played with Mike Evans and and we played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yeah, and so I ended up playing 12, 13 games that year, and I got sat down towards the end, and I was playing that position, but I didn't own it. I was renting space, and I was playing 8 yards, 10 yards off guys and let them catch hitches and catch balls in front of us and not really challenging people because I didn't kind of get the whole concept of me playing off somebody for this like long 8 yards and just, breaking on routes. I never truly really did that in college.
Right. And so there's a big difference from the NFL to college now.
It was. And so I had to find my position in that space, and I didn't own it. Like I said, I was like almost a rental coming in. It's never truly yours. You're always paying someone. And so for me, I was just playing a position, but not really truly owning it for myself. And so I had to like go through Damascus Road in the sense of, getting extra coaching, coming in at 6 a.m. before everybody else come at 8 and getting with my coach and going through different routes and techniques and how he wanted me to play. He was truly a teacher of the game, so it kind of helped me. But like getting up super early in the morning, I hate mornings. Right. I would roll in and sometimes late, and like I had a chef, like he actually would bring me my food and stuff. It was so crazy because it was just like I had to actually be on a regimen. I had a regimen, And I
Right.
would be there from 6 a.m. to like 6 p.m., like meeting with the coach and doing through the trainings and everything we had to go through and being there extra at the field. So it was pretty much a whole 12-hour day for me. My first year, and going into my second year, it's kind of still, got a little shorter, but it still was that long training and working out and going through and meeting with your coaches. And so after they set me down that first year, I came back in a more of a, mindset of, oh shoot, now I'm coming. I want to be a starter now. I want to start getting my position back, my starting role back. And they had brought somebody else in, Antoine Kayson and some other guys they brought in. And so I was playing with Gamble my first year. Gamble left my second year. And so they brought in Kayson and some other guy. I forget his name at the moment, but they end up playing that second year. And they started the season out. And for me, I was clearly the better guy and winning the reps in training camp to
Right.
play the position, but it didn't happen.
Wow.
It didn't happen. And so therefore I went through that season and, I didn't get much action at all to that sense. And
And
so
this your second year. Was this the year that was miscommunication on a coverage? And
yeah, that was the year
you
miscommunication on the coverage. I got in the game, it was miscommunication. And kid you not, it was with the Buffalo Bills.
wow.
It was the Buffalo Bills, and the quarterback EJ, I think number 3, he was playing for them at that time. He was from Florida State. He came in, and it was like a banger route. It was a crossing route, and so me and
EJ Manuel, right?
DJ Manuel and me and DJ
yeah,
Moore, number 20 out of 24, we were supposed to switch on this route. And I was so locked in that I didn't really get the switch. And so I ended up going my guy. His guy came off and he just dropped it right over our head. And I looked back, 6, game over. And so, I didn't see the field the rest of the year. I was in the doghouse.
Rivera sat you down.
He sat us down and clearly didn't see the light of day again for that whole year.
Wow.
And I literally was on P squad. So it was they still had me on active roster money. So, but I was practicing on practice squad. I was showing reps for the other, for the offense. Man. So I was going against Steve Smith every day.
Yeah.
And I was pissed. I was hot. And really, we didn't even speak for 3 months because of it. Because it was just I was so getting into him. And he came to me one time after practice. He was like, I get you angry and I get you frustrated, but don't take it out on your teammates, bro.
Who, coach came to you?
No, Steve. He had talked to me and we had a moment. Because we ain't talked for a long time because I literally was high. I really made sure that you didn't approach me.
Right.
That's how mad I was and let them know.
Unapproachable at that moment.
At that moment, I was shut out. You can't talk to me. I was literally about to get into it, me and DC, to blows, physicality. And so I really shut them out. And I was just on the practice floor. I was just working my technique, knowing that I was better than these cats. And just that whole year was just a wash. That was a trying moment for me. And I was just I had to talk to Guy. I was why am I here? Why you bring me here for this? If this truly is what I am supposed to do, you have to give me a sign or something, because I'm ready to get up out of here and do something else because I put too much into it. And so I talked to my agent at the time. Was just yo, we got to do something different. So my third year coming into it again.
You got starts now. You started some games in your third year of Carolina, right?
So my third year, I didn't play. I was still in the doghouse. So after the second year, yeah, I was still in the doghouse. So at the beginning of that year, they still had people in front of me during training camp, and I was still second string. So I had to I humbled myself in a sense this year is gonna be different. I'm not gonna come out here. My whole energy is gonna be different. Even when they do something today, I know that gets under my skin they don't like. I'm just gonna smile, have a good face on, almost like a
right.
Joker. But knowing inside, I'm cussing them and I'm saying so.
Yeah.
I'm giving them the business, but they never gonna see it.
Right.
And so I'm playing the game. It's a game within the game. And so I learned how to play that my third year, and then it's just like Steve Smith is no longer with us. He was Baltimore Ravens.
The Ravens now.
And so that whole thing transpired. Thomas Davis and them at the time, they like, listen, bro, like, we got to get Jay on the field somehow, some way. Like, we playing against Steve Smith. He know these guys. I had Melvin White and some other guy in front of me, and he like, Steve Smith, he coming. We got to get Jay in the game this year. Like, we got to give him the start. And so I didn't start, but I dressed out.
Okay.
I didn't start, but I dressed out. I still in Coach house. And so Steve Smith came out and did his thing. He racked up like 150, almost 150 yards in the first half. 2 touchdowns.
Wow.
Like, got the game blow wide open. And so me coming in, Coach talked to me at halftime, was like, hey, we got to get you in this ring. We got to get you in. We got to get you in the game. And so for me, he's like, you get in and don't come out. So
right.
That right there, it set in, and literally I got in the game, and me and Steve, he looked at me, I looked at him, and we got at it. And I think he ended up, like, he played that third quarter, and then at beginning of the fourth quarter, he got out. He had probably like 2 catches and like 30 yards, and he got out. And so from that moment on, I kind of like evolved and got better, and I played the rest of the year out. And then I think I got better in that third year than I did in my fourth year, because when that fourth year came, that's when the Dark Knight stuff started to come through.
Oh, that's when he came out.
Like towards the end of my third year, the Dark Knight, it kind of, that mantra of saving the city kind of took off, in the sense of the Queen City of Charlotte. Like, I would perch over it and look down upon my foes. That's when like the whole dramatic art side of theater came out of me. And that fourth year was like, it didn't matter who you was.
That's the year you guys went to the playoffs now.
That's the year we went to the Super Bowl. We went to the playoffs the 3 years that I was there. We went to NFC South Conference Championship. NFC South Conference Championship 3 years in a row. And my fourth year was when there was negotiations with me, but it got out of hand.
Was that fourth year? The fourth year, the Super Bowl year?
Yeah, that was a Super Bowl year for us.
What was your record? The record was like what, 15-1? Was that?
Yeah, I was that 15-1 year.
15-1 record.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that was that 15-1 year.
Oh man.
Yeah, that part.
I wanted you. I was really rooting for you guys in that one.
That was a Jay-Z bar year.
Right. I'm getting to that now.
Yeah,
so, okay.
But like, that was that year that literally like everything happened that I don't even say multiplied times 10. It happened that year. That was even with my girl. Like, I had a girl like that I really wanted from the time I saw her all the way up until that year it happened. Everything that transpired for me just took off in a blaze of fire, and it went north fast.
Fast.
Real fast. Like,
was that because the Super Bowl now just added on to it? How did everything feel? Like, you're 15-1, you get there.
Yeah, but like, even that year going into it, like, we didn't realize that it was gonna happen that way, you know? Because like, that was that year me and Cam, like, fighting in training camp.
Yeah.
That was that whole.
Too. Damn.
It was that year. That's what I was saying.
You had a lot of ESPN highlights. I remember you from.
It was a lot of highlights
before the game.
There's a lot of things going on. That's why I said, like, it all transpired. My whole entire, like, it was a movie scene. It really was, like, because that year, like, we ended up coming in. We knew it was gonna be a great defense, but we didn't know what we was gonna be on offense, you know? And so we ended up having that moment where in practice, like, Cam just was like torching us one day, and like, it wasn't really torching us. We just wasn't playing up to what we normally would do. We just basically rolled up out of bed and showed up. Right. We didn't brush our teeth. We didn't wash our face. We just went out there early and just showed up. And so when that happened, he was yelling and all this, how Cam, he boisterous, like, and like hitting us. And like, hold on, wait a minute. Like, yeah, check ourselves. we are the number one defense in the league. Like, let us go back and do this. So let us brush our teeth and wash our face and get us together, you know? And so when that happened, like Thomas Davis, Luke Kuechly, these guys like looked at each other and like even Kurt Coleman looked at each other and Roman, Harper, and like, yo, let's get our stuff together. Let's get our shit together. So we did. We buckled up. I came in the slot, and Cam, I ended up going against Philly, and so he ran a route. I undercutted it, and I saw it kind of the whole way. Cam threw it because he was getting pressure up front, and so I ended up picking it off, got it, ran all the way back. Cam coming by, I stiff on him in the face, and like literally went to the end zone, slammed the ball. It was like, all right, now what? And so as soon as I turned around, shoot, big 6'5" in my face, like, yo, listen, I see you score, but don't be throwing it, don't put your hand in my face again like that. I'm looking at him like, bro, who you talking to? Like, I had a flashback. So we basically like at each other's face. And so I grabbed his face mask and like, I pulled him down to my level. And so he grabbed me. And then I ended up hip tossing him. And that's probably where you saw his helmet coming off. His whole offensive lineman came and bomb rushed me. I'm looking at my guys like, what's up? And so Coach brought us up.
It's our quarterback.
I don't care, bro. At that time, like, I didn't even see anything. I just saw red, bro. Like, it just took me back. And so, like, we talked about it at the end of the day in the showers. And so, like, I get it. Like, we're going to get at each other, but that's going to make us better. That's going to make us compete. That's going to make us worthy of, like, the chance of actually fighting for a championship. And so that year, bro, the first 4 games, like, we went on a tangent. I think we had like 4 picks in those 4 games and 2 tuds. Like, it was just something crazy. And for me, it was just my evolution and evolving in the game. And not only that I rented space, but now I own it. I made the position my own, and I ended up doing a bail technique that I ended up perfecting to a point where you didn't think I was in cover 3 or man because it ran together so well, and we was a quarters team, so it just played into our strengths by trapping, and I just ended up going into it with the defense, and now coaches writing in scripts for me in the defense for order for me to make a play, and so I'm end up saying myself, now I'm the number 1 guy on the squad with Luke and Thomas and all these guys. I'm a part of that group. KK and Kwan and Short and like Charles Davis and freaking, we even had the Kraken out that more. It was crazy. So it was just, we rose up to that, you know, to that talent level. And for us, we went on, and that whole year we was unbeaten. That whole game in New York was crazy.